Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.
Another surprise!
Out of the blue. You want that with fries? Out of the blue. Come with me across the sea on a barbecue. We're gonna cook for you.
Nothing but blue skies!
Out of the blue. You want some chili with those fries? Out of the blue.
Hi everyone and welcome to Out of the Blue. Today we're in Italy in the beautiful Altamarca region. The Altamarca region is about an hour and a half's drive north of Venice. On today's program we make polenta, taste prosecco and listen to music that gives you goosebumps. But first, let's take a look around this beautiful Palladian villa.
Villa Emo is owned by Credito Trevigiano, a local cooperative bank. It's a place where art and culture combine. The bank purchased Villa Emo with the philosophy of preserving its history for all to enjoy.
Palladio was a practical architect using materials from the local area. In fact, this floor, not made of marble, but made from rocks and gravel and then polished, typically Venetian.
Each room is adorned by these incredible paintings by Battista Zellotti, and they tell the stories of Roman mythology.
Zellotti was an Italian painter of the late Renaissance who was often commissioned to paint frescoes in Venetian villas. These paintings are over 400 years old, and it's good to know that the current owners are keen to preserve them.
In order for Villa Emo to function, it needed people to work the farms and people to look after the villa itself. So across the road, this village was built, and there was many families who lived here, and their livelihoods depended on Villa Emo.
Times back then were tough, but no one was lonely. Living together in such close proximity bred a community that helped, nurtured and looked after each other. This reenactment shows how the peasants used to work side by side, easing the monotony of their chores with song.
Don't go away. After the break, the boys cook a fantastic recipe.
What are you looking at me?
The view.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
I'm distracted by the view.
It is fantastic. Just up the road from Foligno, and this is Aroli. Aroli.
A roller, and we should roll them as well to have. We got a recipe. This is San Remo pasta fagioli, which is all these beautiful beans, and there's a slight variation.
There is. It's
Because
caused
I was-
a little bit of chat around the neighbourhood.
Yeah, we got all the bike riders actually like that coming up the hill. And they said, how come you got fish? I said, this is our own variation. It's aqua dolce, it's a trout, which they farm just down the bottom of the mountain, and a few little shrimp just to finish it off.
That's beautiful.
So I'm just going to put in
away
a
you go. It's
bit of
beautiful.
oil.
Broth of
Oh, look,
olive oil.
the pan is hot. Look at that. It's very hot. A bit of pancetta.
Yep.
Now, in here, Michael has done some celery, onions,
Now, onion
these little
first.
baby carrots which are already
Baby
peeled,
carrots, yep.
chilies,
Chilies,
garlic.
celery,
Yeah, want to help you?
garlic. There you are.
Okay, hang on. Okay, now can you put in
A little bit of tomato.
the tomato? Okay, a little
Maybe
bit more.
a bit more,
A little bit
eh?
more. Oh, let me mix it
Right,
up.
Mix up.
Okay, can you also put in for me?
Do you want me to put in some little ones?
Yes.
I'm just going to
Just
squeeze
squash it.
those. Give a bit of
In fact,
moisture.
toss it quite a bit more.
Yep. You
Okay.
keep stirring.
And we've also got a point of difference. You can
Yes.
make it with chicken stock or fish stock. So we've used a light fish stock. Can you put
Right,
in
there we go.
some fish stock for me, please?
Fish stock. Now, we might put it all in, will we?
No, just enough.
You like the
The bowl?
beautiful
I'll cover it
bowl,
up
terracotta
because,
bowl.
oh, we chipped it a little bit more. A little bit more.
There. Now the beans. Now these are cannelloni beans, and these are in a tin. Now you can buy them in a tin ready to go, or you can buy them dried like this. These are borlotti beans, and that's that brown coloured one there. Now you soak them for about 3 or 4 hours in water. Then you get rid of that water. And then you put it in another fresh water and another 12 hours, and they are ready to go like that. Now, Michael.
Okay, I want to put some pasta in.
Michael, what sort of pasta are you using with this?
San Remo curls. It's perfectly shaped to go with the borlotti beans, and also because it's a tube form, it'll take in the flavours as well too. Can you add a bit more salt? That lovely Murray River salt for me.
There, a little bit of
can
pepper.
you put in a bit of pepper?
A few G-fresh
Yeah.
herbs.
And I reckon by the time this comes to the boil, Mickey, a few herbs.
Look at that.
Oh, you can smell the aromatic. That's
How
the
good is
beauty.
that?
One thing about herbs, which I
Fabulous.
think is very important, the more you process a herb, the more you're going to lose its natural flavour. These are
This is
just
fresh.
dried leaves. Once they come to a powder, it's another form of processing. So I think this is the most natural way of getting a herb which comes off a stem. Would you agree with
Yes,
that,
I couldn't
Michele?
agree more.
Mickey, can you put in the trout and the prawns?
And the prawns all together,
Because you use that
beautiful.
bit of decoration.
Yeah.
I'll just give that a quick stir. And can you put in the beans?
Cannelloni bean
Okay.
and borlotti.
Borlotti beans, and I'll just give those. Look how that's thickening up now.
Yep, beautiful.
Okay, this will probably take a couple of minutes.
Michele, what did we just cook and put together?
San Remo pasta fagioli with a little touch of pesce, but we use a sweet water fish. Bring the freshwater fish.
And you use the curls.
And we
San
use the-
Remo curls. The 2010 Shingleback Davey Estate Shiraz is grown on the Davies family beautiful single estate vineyard in McLaren Vale. This deliberately generous yet elegant wine is a perfect food wine that complements rather than dominates a meal. The 14 months maturation in barrels enhances and softens the dark berry and mocha flavours. This Shiraz is a perfect match with our pasta fagioli.
This area of the Veneto is awash with cornfields, and a big favourite of the Italians is polenta. Here at Molinetto, there's over 4 centuries of history, and they've been making polenta here since the 1700s.
Since the invention of the wheel, the Italians have been at the forefront of innovation. This mill has been in operation since the 1700s and is still grinding corn today. It is this corn mill that becomes polenta. Traditionally, the copper kettle, or paolo, was kept hanging on a hook in the centre of the fireplace. The hearth would often accommodate a bench on which the family sat as they watched the stream of cornmeal being poured in the boiling water. Then they waited for the constant stirring by the cook to transform it into a meal. The cornmeal became polenta in 35 to 45 minutes and was a perfect and substantial one-dish meal when accompanied with fresh local ingredients. After the break, we visit a 12th century abbey to listen to authentic medieval music.
Valdobbiadene is Prosecco country, and I'm here at Cantino Ruggieri, where they grow the superior Prosecco grape variety called Glera. This grape is known as the Prosecco grape, and it's prized for its delicate flavours and aromatics. This vineyard produces 1 million bottles of Prosecco every year, and the harvest period is around 2 to 3 weeks. As you can see, the terrain is incredibly steep, so all the picking is done manually. Picking isn't the only manual activity here in Valdobbiadene, as Michael and I soon found out about traditional crushing. Michael, I've got something very special. A little bit of action today. You know how we have a lot of passive things with our
Yes, we do.
This is a bit of action. You know, you have to dive with the shark.
Yes, swim with the tuna.
Come over here.
This is...
Have you ever done this before?
Have
you?
No, I have.
Come on.
This is where you put
Yeah, you
your
gotta be careful.
left leg in, put your left leg out, put your left leg in, and shake it all around. I can see the back
With
of
the
you.
big tootsie, what's he doing there?
I can say. Is this going to be a vintage Prosecco?
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, there you are. That's the start of a
No more gymnasium
bottle,
today.
'cause
During the Second World War, when food was scarce, the Italians came up with an ingenious way of keeping their food for themselves. They would make a round of cheese and conceal it in the bottom of the Prosecco crushing barrels. Not only did it prevent the soldiers from finding it, it actually created a new style of cheese called imbriago, or drunken cheese. And this is the only place in the world that you can find it. Italy is well known for its beautiful churches, and the Abbey of Santa Maria here in Foligno is no exception.
But today we're in for a real treat. The medieval ensemble La Revedi are in town.
We founded La Revedi in 1986. We were 4 sisters, all singers, all players of different instruments, Renaissance and Middle Ages. And we decided to discover together this repertory that at that period almost nobody studied. And what we discovered is that Middle Ages are completely different from what we imagine normally studying in school about Middle Ages. We normally study about a dark age, a period very problematic. On the contrary, we found from an artistic point of view a golden period for music. We normally perform 30 concerts a year all around Europe. We have been also to Mexico, and we were invited also in Israel, and we would like to expand our activity also in other continents, but we will see what happens.
After the break, we cook up sea bass with mushrooms and polenta.
Mike, this looks simple, but I reckon it's going to taste sensational. What are we cooking?
We are going to cook the spiala, which is a sea bass, in a porcini sauce with white polenta, which is well known in this region. So it is with these special mushrooms, which I'm going to let you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the pan on the heat, because that would really make a big difference to the cooking process. See how white the butter is in this area?
I noticed that.
Is there any reason why?
I wouldn't have a clue.
I knew we had an answer for it.
Maybe the milk's
It's the
whiter.
cow. I want to put a few herbs in my pan. Do you have any other herbs that I could use as well, Michele?
The G-fresh.
That's very good of you.
Oz A spring. You don't want much, do you?
No, I just want, because it's such a delicate dish.
Yep.
I'm
now
gonna
skin side first?
Skin side down. And what
I always remember that. You told me that years ago, you know.
And what I'd like you to do is a bit of pepper.
Yep. You've got to have
and a little bit of salt. You go. See how fresh that fish is?
Yep, beautiful.
It's curling up.
Wants to get out the pan. And some Murray River.
A little bit of Murray, not too much.
Right.
And just a little sprinkle of the herbs, because No, is that herbs?
That's the chives.
Okay. And some
Oh,
dry,
no, I'll put some herbs
now
in
the
there.
dry herbs.
No, I'll put some
just
herbs
a
in there.
little bit
you
on
weren't
top.
watching, were you?
I did, on the bottom you did. I saw you do that.
Oh, you naughty boy.
You're going to tell a fishmonger what to do?
Right.
I don't want to overcook it.
Oh, look at that.
Okay? Because I'm going to get some colour.
Oh, that's good.
And you know what a lot of restaurants do?
Yeah, what?
They actually get colour in a pan.
Okay. And then put them under the salamander.
Under the salamander. So I reckon that'll take another couple of minutes. Well, Mickey, that's been going for about a minute either side. Now, I need those onions.
Yep, there we are.
That's an unusual onion.
Well, see them here. They are young spring onions, actually all glowed, but they haven't really developed.
Right.
And they were packed in a little container, ready for someone to take home who really hates peeling onions. So they're already peeled, ready to go. I cut them up. There they are in there now.
Can you add to these baby white onions that you so professionally cut up this porcini sauce that was available in the market? And while I'm stirring it, I'm going to add in a point of difference. This is our own very own smoked salmon. Whoa!
Good.
And a scampi that wants to get
Naughty
away.
boy, you stay there.
Okay, can I have some of these mushrooms? And tell me about them, Mickey.
Well, these are called nail mushrooms and are cultivated, and they add so much flavour to any dish. Now I'm just going to cut the bottom off because it's got a little bit of what they call substrate on it, which doesn't hurt you.
And now can you put in the chives?
Chives.
And some pepper for me?
Chives. Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Right, more chives.
Yep.
Right.
That should do it.
Pepper.
Pepper. And there we are. Where did that come from? Now, could you hold me up the plate?
Right.
Huh? There we are. The piatto. Now, the finishing touch. Everybody, a lot of the dishes are served with a white polenta. This was pre-cooked, but I grilled it just to get a bit of colour. These scampi are obviously...
They're already cooked, aren't they?
I just boiled these, actually.
Yeah, beautiful.
Just to give you a little bit of thing to the dish. And you know what I want to do, Mickey?
No, I don't know.
You watch.
Oh.
A little bit.
Bit
Little
of
bit.
Rosedale, Brossa Rosedale
You like
olive oil,
that?
award-winning gold label.
And a little bit of... They do that.
They do it.
Okay. Spigolo pesce with porcini, which is sea bass
No mushroom.
with a white polenta.
Villa Sandy, located in the heart of Treviso, is a splendid Palladian-style villa dating back to 1622. The area is renowned for its winemaking, and this villa represents the combination between art and viticulture. The Moretti Poligato family, owner of the villa, have a long-standing grape-growing tradition which reflects the culture and passion of the whole area for fine wines.
Villa Sandy è una villa del 1600 che la nostra famiglia ha ristrutturato in questi.
Villa Sandy, the head office of our winery, was built in 1600. Designed by the architect Pagnosin, it has been classified as one of the top beautiful Palladian villas built between 1400 and 1660.
The villa has a spectacular cellar door and a restaurant that specialises in traditional dishes.
Benvenuti in questa antica cucina dell'area Prosecco di Valdobbiadene. Ho cucinato questo risotto al Prosecco per la terra del Prosecco e i nostri amici australiani.
You can even stay for the night in one of these luxurious rooms. Villa Sandy is definitely worth a visit when you're in the Valdobbiadene area.
We hope you have enjoyed the program. For more information, visit outofthebluetv.com and why not, like us on Facebook. Ciao!
Action!
Oh, hang on, un momento.
That's not too good.
What happened?
The thing went out.
During the Third World War... I'm manning the field.
Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.